the online and conducting this demo interview and an insight into the interview technique and related issues. More about me, I have served in the army for about 36 years as Colonel Rahul informed you. The advantage that I had as a reviewing officer is that I have served in almost all kinds of appointments which relate to the army entries, like NCC entry, PA entry, NDA, IMA. I have served in all these institutions, including Short Service Commission. I have served OT also. So this experience has helped me in understanding the various requirements of each type of entry and what they do in each of these academies. Therefore, I can say with a little more confidence that you will benefit from what you are going to hear me in the next half an hour to 1 hour. So firstly, we will now talk about the interview technique and what does this technique actually involve. You all know that we have 3 techniques through which the candidate is assessed in the SMEs. One of the techniques is the interview technique. So unlike the other 2 techniques which have elaborate tools, the GTO conducts its test for 2 days and puts you through series of tasks and ground as well as indoor tasks. And similarly, the site has got their own tools, like they have structured tests which they conduct, and based on how you respond, they assess you. In the case of interviewing officer, interviewing technique, the interviewing officer is the only tool, and his experience, his knowledge, his understanding of the requirements of the armed forces, and his own personality, in the sense, not in a subjective manner, but in his own understanding of things. He uses his wisdom and the technique that he has learned during his training with reference to his experience in the armed forces. That is why you always find the interviewing officers are the senior most and the most experienced officers with a wide exposure in the armed forces and a wide range of tasks and jobs they would have undergone before, sitting there in front of you to interview. So with that as the preamble, we will come straight to the interview technique. What does this technique involve? Firstly, it is a technique in which there will be questions asked you mostly about yourself. 80 to 90% of the questions will be related to you as a person, your experiences, your activities, your hobbies and interests, your friends, yourself, your teachers, your family members. So everything is related to you. So from that portion, from that point of view, there is no special requirement of preparation for this 80 to 90% of the interview. So ideally speaking, you only have to prepare for about 10 to 15% of your interview, which will be general awareness, current affairs, something related to your subjects, etc. A random question here and there to generally see your the way you have understood concepts, the way you have kept yourself abreast of what is happening around you, and how alert and aware are you about your surroundings. So that said, so when I say you don't have to prepare, it doesn't mean you totally don't have to prepare. Preparing about yourself is itself a task for some people. If you are a conscious person, aware of yourself, aware of your strengths, your shortcomings, and you are able to handle your challenges, you have your goals, you know how to achieve your goals, or if you fail, you know how to do mid-course correction or bounce back, and you can even change your goals. It happens. Sometimes you feel that you have probably thought that was very interesting, but subsequently after going through certain kind of preparation, or after having seen or discussed with people, you realize that you are better suited for something else. So there is no problem with that. The problem is it has to be a conscious decision. It has to be a conscious activity that you do and not drift in the flow. There is, you see that when you have a piece of wood, have you all seen driftwood? I'm sure you have seen. A driftwood doesn't have a particular shape. Driftwood is pieces of wood which float in the water, or they keep getting stuck at this place, and a bigger wave comes, they take it away somewhere else. Those don't have a shape. They form the shape of the encounters they have, where they have run, where the friction is taken away some part of it. And so they have all kind of shape of this. It may not be desired shape that you would decide. Whereas you find there are certain things. When you make a furniture, you have a design, you get that wood into particular shape and make exactly what you want. So there is a lot of difference between a driftwood and a planned shape that you gave to the same wood. So if you plan your life, you can keep changing your plan, there's no problem, but as long as you do it consciously, it does make a difference. But if you drift with the flow, your effort is lacking. So why does the wood drift? Because it doesn't have any power to resist the flow. If it had the power to resist the flow, it would have gone where it wanted to. So therefore, instead of being a drifter, if you are a conscious decision maker, a conscious person who would want to achieve something, even though you can keep making mid-course corrections, or after analysis of your personality, you get a better insight about yourself, but you think that you are better suited for something else. A lot of people do that. So they start somewhere, they end up somewhere, but they know where they are going. That is important. So if you are such kind of a person, and this kind of a persons, they have a lifestyle which they organize for themselves. And when I say a lifestyle which is organized for themselves, it is not that you follow, you can acquire as much knowledge as possible. These days knowledge is everywhere. YouTube, you have on all platforms, you have internet. Everywhere you get information. Now AI is also added on to that. You can get a vast ocean of knowledge which is available, which our generation didn't have. When we were youngsters, the only way was reading books or getting guidebooks. And we didn't have this many academies or centers to guide you. So in your case, you have plenty of information. How you sift the information, get your information, and shape your path is the strength of your how your plans are going to shape up. So if you have to start with, you should have a good routine. More than 50% of our life is routine. And very, over a period of time your routine may change, but if you go on a day-to-day basis, what I do today is around 80 to 85% is what I am going to do tomorrow also. And there are a lot of things which will continue as a routine throughout your life, which you cannot stop. Like getting up, going for a walk, or doing things in the morning, watering plants, having a breakfast, and thereafter doing something. So these there are few things which are a basic routine which is set in the childhood and carries on for life. And some routine change based on your plans or your requirements. Suppose you're preparing for some examination, your routine will change. Suppose you're preparing for, you are attending some classes, your routine will change. You're doing some job, your routine will change right after that. So depending on how you use your 24 hours in a day is all that is going to decide you. It is what is decided your past, it is what is decided your present, and it is what will decide your future. So as I said, interviewing technique focuses on your past, how you have reached your present, and with this trend and pattern that you follow, or your routines that you follow, or the activities you do, the kind of effort you put in, the kind of interaction you have with your environment, we predict what you are likely to achieve in the future and whether you are suitable, will you be suitable for the armed forces. So if you see, routine or a pattern or an activity which is designed by you for a particular purpose is a very important thing that you need to do. Small things like getting up, at a particular time, having a certain planned activity, making things like you make a to-do list in the previous night, analyze the whole day, assimilate that, see where you've gone wrong, where you can do things better, where you could have saved time, where you could have saved money, or whatever it is, whatever you need to save, where you could have spent a little more time. Those kind of things can make a change, a minor change, maybe 5%, 1% for tomorrow. Make a to-do list. So what happens is these things, over a period of time, they have a cumulative benefit, which you will not be able to recognize if you see somebody who is doing this on a regular basis. You see the person 6 months back, and after 6 months you will find a definite change for a positive or negative depending on how he has handled his routine, handled his activities, handled his plans and goals. You will not be able to probably make out on a daily basis when you are doing things, but it makes a huge change to your personality, either in the positive way or negative way, the way you have planned your 24 hours routine. Now, why it is 24 hours? It is common for everybody, starting from the busiest person in this world to the laziest person in the world, all have 24 hours. And so depending on what you do in this 24 hours, how you effectively use this 24 hours for your planned activity to achieve your particular goals that you have set for yourself, is how it is going to help you. So that is the first thing. So preparing for the personal oriented questions is nothing but overcoming your identified weaknesses that you know by your own insight and building on your strengths that you already have, using some of your strengths to overcome some of the weaknesses that you have, and developing good habits, good company, and a positive approach and attitude to everything that you do. Because negativity has a very profound effect in your thought process and your activities and achievement. And similarly, positivity has got a similarly corresponding positive impact and a cumulative cascading effect, which you will understand if you start doing it, and you will find the changes are very, very prominent and effective. Now, the 15 to 20% which I told you, for which you need to prepare, it is actually there is nothing called as, if you say what is an ocean and what is a sea and what is a lake, actually they have only the sizes are different. Oceans are huge, seas are slightly smaller, lakes are even smaller, ponds are even very small. But as far as you are concerned, anything can come from any of these corners of this thing. So therefore, the best way to prepare for general awareness, current affairs, or keeping yourself abreast is a routine activity which you keep yourself abreast of what is generally happening, what affects you as a citizen, what affects the country, what affects the nature of every human being, or the things like global warming, or about our neighbors, relationship which trade and disinformers, they all become very, very important today. If anything happens in any part of the world, it is going to have a corresponding effect on us, depending on how much we deal with that situation. So, and we have plenty of examples. The current West Asia crisis is also an example where we have no direct involvement, but we are affected. Similarly, many countries don't even, we have not even heard, they are suffering because of this kind of disturbance happening somewhere else. Something like El Nino, which is climate phenomenon. It is affecting across the globe. So what happens is, if you keep yourself abreast on a daily basis, and these days it is very, very easy. to update yourself and select certain topics. Just spend half an hour every day should be good enough to keep yourself updated. Consciously, if you do that, I think there should be anything. And anything which is related to international relationship and all, which is relations with our neighbors and how our trade and other things affect us. Again, country-wise, if you just keep adding on one or two sentences every day, how things move and how things are changing, it is enough. Instead of sitting and mugging up something, elaborate history, background and all, it's not required. And these days we have AI tools which give you, if you wanted 500 words, they give you 500 words answer. If you give 1,000 words, they give you 1,000 words answer. So depending on how deep you want to go into this, you can select that narrative, how much you want, and then to give you a crisp and clear understanding of issues. So update yourself, that is very, very important. And the third thing about the truth technique is that you have to be truthful and don't try to tell something which you will find difficult to defend or difficult to explain. Just to, actually it is a tendency that when you go for an interview or anything, wherever you go for interview or even to go and meet somebody, meet some strangers, all of us, by nature, is a human nature to try and impress those people or put your best foot forward. It's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with it. But only thing is, overdoing things can become harmful because you have to spend around 30 to 45 minutes with the interviewing officer, and he's going to ask you certain questions, which if you have lied or if you have over amplified certain things, it will become difficult to justify, and you should not get up. It may end up creating a negative impact on the interviewing officer. So therefore, there are 2-3 things which you can do. One is be truthful. Secondly, don't be very elaborate. And anything that you've done should show effort or preparation. If you worked hard, genuinely put in effort, it should come out during the interview. When the interview officer is asking you, it should show that you are putting effort, you have worked hard towards achieving something, towards achieving your goals, or towards improving your knowledge. So that effort should come out clearly. So if it doesn't come out, you try to show that I go for a run every day, I run 10 kilometers every day, and then the interviewing officer sees you are overweight, flabby, lazy-looking person. He is not going to believe it very easily. Maybe you are doing it. Maybe you have done only for 2 days prior to the interview. But what happens is, there should be some kind of a genuineness about it. The interviewing officer should be easily able to get convinced about what you are talking, and that is your responsibility as a person. You have to plan. And a lot of things which are asked about you, about your life, and they say, there is absolutely no problem. If you have failed somewhere and you have bounced back, you have overcome that, you are doing well now, you don't have to hide anything. Be truthful. That is very important. So this is the basic about your interviewing technique. Now we come to the questions that they will be asking you, your CIQ. It will not be like they will ask you what is your name and you tell your name, then say what have you studied, then you tell about that. No. An interviewing officer will talk to you like I am talking to you now. It will be more like a conversation. And he will ask you several questions in the process of conversation, which is called the CIQ or the Comprehensive Interviewing Questionnaire, which is a scientifically designed tool to ask certain things from you, and they will all be related to your life. Things like your education, your percentages, subjects that you like, subjects that you like, your extracurricular activities, your friends, your teachers, your family, your hobbies and interests, and such things. To know about what you have done with your life, and what are you today, how have you reached to where you are today. So these questions are designed in a particular manner to know more about you than what you fill in the page. So these questions will be a series of questions given to you as a part of conversation. Then you will have to pay attention to the interviewing officer, pay attention understand each part of the question or pick up the major aspects, because you already have this experience of how you sitting through, you will be seeing an interview, you will be seeing several interviews, you can also see some interviews on the YouTube, I'm sure you will find some interviews. So the questions are almost similar. There are certain questions which are asked to all the candidates, some questions will be asked to specific candidates based on what they have told. So the first question is generally a common thing, and I told you these will cover education, co-curricular activities, friends, teachers, family members, family questions, and your hobbies and interests, and other things. Now what you need to do is you have to listen carefully. Pay attention to the parts of the questions. If I am asking, say, about 10 questions as a part of conversation, you should also be able to identify at least 10 of them and then give answers as per what you want to tell. Mostly it should be related to the question. All your answers should be related to the question. If you pay attention to the question, you will know what to speak. Now, most of the candidates do the mistake of coming, because you know the question because you would have attended a number of this thing, so you have already a prepared answer. So irrespective of what the question, because you know that the first portion of the question will be generally the same. So you take your answer in a marked manner, or what your by heart attack come and you say. Some of the things may not tally with the questions that the interviewing officer has asked, and some of the questions you say, and the interviewing officer will easily, because you are saying the interviewing officer maybe for the first time, or very rarely you see the same interviewing officer selected. But he has seen hundreds of candidates, thousands of candidates. So he will know exactly who has come prepared, who has come with a prepared answer, who is genuinely listening to him and giving an answer which is related to the question. So what is important is pay attention to the question, grasp the essentials of the question, and organize your answer in such a manner that it's not overflowing, it is to the point, as precise as possible and to the point, rather than you start giving explanations, etc. Now, when your questions are asked, you already understood how to answer that. Then don't start adding into it, because you yourself are not convinced with the answer that you're giving. So general tendency is to you start padding it. Padding it means, my marks came down, sir, because so and so thing happened in my family. So he has not asked you where your marks have come from. He has just asked you, please tell me your marks. So you give your marks and you say, if he wants to know, he will tell. He will ask you. And say, don't explain too much. Because what happens is, when if general tendency that, when you are telling something to somebody, and that person gives a very, a look of bewilderment, or a look which is that, he's not convinced, so you start explaining. So some people have this tendency of telling something and explaining it immediately so that the other person doesn't ask questions, which is not necessary. So if the interviewing officer feels he asks for explanation, then give it, don't give it right away. Then third thing is, there is a reciprocal assessment happening. It is natural. In every situation, you assess somebody and that person is also assessed. And then you do a reverse assessment of that person. If I tell this, what will you think about me? If I tell this way, what will you think about me? Can you tell this to him? If I tell, what will you think about me? If I hide from this, will you be able to find out? So what happens is, these are all additional stress on you. So what happens is, in this process, you lose certain genuine points that you would have highlighted about your personality, about your achievements, about your plan of action, etc., which otherwise you would miss out. So this is called, you are assessing the assessor, which is unnecessary. You just understand the question, organize your answer, and to the point, answer the questions. Don't worry what the interviewing officer is going to think about what you are saying. He is anyway going to assess you. He is experienced. He will understand what is genuine, what is not genuine. And if he has got a doubt about you, he will ask you a question to clear this doubt. So therefore, don't assess the assessor. That's the biggest mistake many candidates do, and by which they keep cancelling out some of the answers which they could have given correctly, and they give an answer which they should not or need not give. An answer which will again get them into a quicksand. So you be very honest about what you are telling, and be very typically we say in Hindi Kitas. Don't worry, you tell without any fear, without any stress, because you're sitting in front of the interview officer. So you tell whatever you want to say and let him assess, let him do his job, and you truthfully answer your questions. Then being truthful is very important. Not because even if you feel you can hide certain things, it is, I would say, better not to hide, because somewhere it will come. And truthful means I am not telling about anything which is seriously, about trying or anything. But just about feeling, when I come to the CA, to tell you certain things. Now what happens is, you feel a lot of things in the PH. And when you are talking in the interview, either you don't remember, or because you have not filled the truth in the PAQ, it doesn't come to your mind at that time. And what is filled in the PAQ and what you talk about different things. There are a lot of things which you speak, which is not in the PAQ, and a lot of things which you don't speak, which is there in the PAQ. So this inconsistency is going to create doubt in the mind of the interviewing officer, because either what you are telling now is the correct thing, or what you have written in the PAQ is the correct thing, or both are correct. It's possible. So it is better to avoid these kind of contradictions. If you are conscious while filling your PAQ, I don't think these kind of contradictions will arise. Now, some candidates have this tendency of avoiding certain things which they perceive as unpleasant conditions. Like, if the interview officer asks you, tell about your some friends who are good and some friends whom you don't get along with, or some friends with you don't, you're not spending time with, or something. So you give a lot of qualities about 2-3 good friends that you have, and then you don't talk about the other person. Similarly, teachers, similarly, family members are the same. So there is nothing wrong in you being not in a very close relationship or close friendship with somebody in your class. It is natural. We are all been students. Even today there are students, you have 40-50 students in your class, and you are close only to 4-5 people. It is natural. You can't be close to all 40. And other 35, you are equally functionally effective. You are talking to them, you are listening. You may have a quarrel with once in a while. This all happens. It doesn't happen like it's not normal. If you don't quarrel with a friend, if you don't have a fight with somebody, if you don't get angry with somebody, these are abnormal behaviors. At that age that you are, when you are in school, in college, and this thing, which is bound to happen. You will have some close friends, some not so close friends, some friends with whom you cannot even tolerate their presence. So it is very, very, very natural. So, but the way you put across is a difference. Like you don't say, I hate that fellow. Hate is a very easy. Not liking is not hating. There's a lot of difference between not liking and hating. Am I right? In the same way, if you love somebody, so not loving somebody is not you are you are hating that person. Or if somebody is not your friend, is not your enemy. So therefore, don't catch these extremes. There's a wide spectrum in between that. Your most favorite friends, your least favorite friends. In between there is a lot of shades of friendships. You go to somebody for something. You have a doubt in maths, you go to some close friend, he is good in that. You have a doubt in some problem which you need to solve in the in some place. That fellow knows somebody there, you go to him. So it is natural for us to have very close friends. Some friends will just like to spend time irrespective of what they do. They may fight with you, they may be giving you abuses, they may dante hoge, pite hoge, but you feel like spending time with them. So what I am saying is, be natural. So when you talk about your teachers, friends, your family members, or any kind of this thing, don't reach the extremes. I like them very much because of this. And secondly, questions like how many friends you have, whom do you like. So those kind of things. When you like a friend, it is not because he has become a doctor today, or he has become an army officer today, or he has become a wealthy businessman today, or he has settled abroad, or he is being successful. That's not the reason you became friends in school. That time you didn't know what you were going to become. You liked him, he became a close friend because of certain qualities. So highlight those qualities we are talking about this. So it is a personality trait. So these are the things I want to tell you about this. So the crux of this question and answer technique is that we go to be as far as possible to the point, not too cryptic, not too elaborate. Okay? So it is like don't be absolute skeleton, doesn't look nice, and don't be too obese also, doesn't look nice. If you find a person who is reasonably well-built, endowed with muscles or features, then you like the person more. Am I right? It's exactly like that. Your answer should be like that, where the crux is the bones, the skeleton which gives the shape to the thing, and the body or the shape of the thing is what you give with your gratitude of the technique of answering that you have. You should do that so that it is pleasant to listen, keeps the interest of the interviewing officer as well as creates an impression of it. So too much of either thing is bad. And lastly, the core mantra is speak less, convey more. So how? See, suppose I ask you where are you from, and you say, sir, I am from, say, Bhopal. Or you say first, most candidates, when they say where are you from, you say I am from Madhya Pradesh. Now the interview officer says, okay, where are you from? Sir, I am from Bhopal. Okay, where in Bhopal? Sir, actually I am from Bhopal district. Then there you say some small talk. Then you say, tell me about a place, then you start telling about Madhya Pradesh. Now what happens is, you have gone around in circle to find out where you are from. The interviewing officer had to ask you 4 or 5 questions to get this information from you. Am I right? Now, if I ask you where are you from, suppose you say, sir, I am from Sehor, it's near Bhopal, in Madhya Pradesh. So you have spoken 3 words. That has conveyed everything. The interviewing officer didn't have to ask you 3 questions, 4 questions to find out where you are exactly from. So, if it is service candidates, when you say, okay, tell me when did you get enrolled or when did you join the army? So they say, sir, 2010, 2020. Now 2020 means it is from 1st January to 31st December. So it can be 1st January or 31st December, there is a 1 year gap. Then you ask him, so which month? Then he says, sir, I got October. So then again you have to ask him, which date? So if the interviewing officer has the exact date of enrollment to find out, he has to ask you 3 questions. So suppose the first question itself, so when did you join the army, why did you join the army, or something like that if he asks you. If he says, sir, I joined the army on 2nd October 2020. So now what happens is, you have given the exact date, so he has no other questions to ask. So this is an example of speaking less and conveying more. Otherwise what happens is, you would have taken about a minute of conversation between you and the interviewing officer, and then he would have come to know the exact date of your interview. So this is very, your answering technique should be like this. Crisp to the point, put in all relevant information and give it briefly or crisply to the interview. Okay. Now let us move on to PA2 filling. This is a very important activity that you are doing. Don't take it casually. In fact, I have even seen when I was lesson 3, somebody asking the neighbor, yeah, what should he fill here? He fills something to the other person copies. Copies means he puts something like that. Oh, you put sports here, okay, I will also put some sports. You put hobbies, so I will also put some hobbies. So, some people even ask, sir, what hobby should I put? So now what happens in the entire PIQ is about you, this personal information question. You are the first person equipped to fill this form. You only know how many members are there in your family, you only know what marks you scored in your exam, you only know what you do on a daily basis, what hobbies you have, you only know what all learning events you have taken part. So, therefore, you have to, but when you are reading read every word carefully in the PA. Simple things like it is written their name in capitals. Now some candidates end up filling the entire PAQ in capitals. Okay? Some candidates will fill only the name in capital, remainder is running hand. Or wherever it is asked for capital, they will fill in capital, others they will fill in running. And some people write it in normal hand without capitals, even there it is written capital. Then certain things like place of maximum residence, present residence, permanent address, district headquarters or not, population. These are some part of the question which you have to fill in answer, the information questionnaire. Many people probably don't read or they don't know, they won't answer this question also correctly. They don't know whether their hometown where they are filling up as a district headquarters or not. They generally not aware of the population. So these are things which gives an everyone also goes through the PAQ, which creates an impression on him. It is written name clearly in capitals, this boy is written in running hand, or this girl is written in running hand. Or he has put the whole form in capital, not taking chance. So what happens is, anything that you do or don't do, or write or don't write, or speak or don't speak, it gives a some kind of a assessment value to the information. Then fill deliberately. When you're filling it, fill deliberately. Don't be in a hurry. Don't cut things and change things, and don't put wrong things in the PFQ. Fill the truth. Then certain things like I've come across some candidates who write first prize in so and so, second prize in so and so, first prize in fancy dress. So when you ask, okay, what fancy dress? This is in my second standard. I was with girls. So these things are very trivial and very frivolous. What is important is, after you become as stable, at least an adolescent, from 8th onwards or 10th onwards, so those are the times when you decide a lot of things for yourself. You wanted to do certain things, you don't want to do certain things, you are comfortable doing certain things. So those are the kind of things you should try and fill. And the levels, you ask what level have you participated in. And most of the people when they come, they speak about extracurricular activities, including games and sports. You written there, but when you speak only one portion. Either you are doing something, you write about that, you speak about that. People sometimes they speak about their outdoor achievement, they leave out the indoor achievements. In extracurricular activities, somebody has filled NCC. When you're talking, you don't talk about NCC. So these kind of things are important. What you fill in the PAQ should be truthful, should be relevant, and should speak about it during the report. Then another thing which we find is that relations, when you're writing about family details. People write about elder brother, elder sister. They don't mention whether it is elder brother or elder sister. In the PAQ, we say it is elder sister or elder brother. The stroke is given. You don't cut any of these, so we don't know. Seeing the PAQ, whether you have elder sister or elder brother, or elder brother or elder sister. So that becomes an issue, because that the interviewing officer has to clarify from you during the interview, or you have to tell it after you speak. Only he comes to know what it is. So what happens is family composition, he doesn't know when he sees the PAQ. So if we clearly mention elder sister, elder brother, elder sister, elder brother, it is very clear. And many people in the interview this thing, I have come across during interview that he has got 6 siblings. 2 elder brother, 1 elder sister, 3 younger sister and brother. But he says that, sir, I got only space for 2 and I didn't write the other 4. Because there is no space in the form, they don't stop being your brother or sister, right? So you have to include their names. You give whatever method you want to do, you either include it there or write somewhere else, and then you have to put all your family members in that. And some people don't mention married brothers and sisters. So even if they are married, the detailed information is something else. If they are asking about brothers and sisters, we should mention their name, irrespective of they are married or not. And many of these service candidates, when we check, they don't, family members, they don't, the wife column is not there, it's okay. But when you're talking, at least you should speak about your wife, because these are an important part of your family, your child, your wife. Many of them, because they are not written in the PAQ form, they don't speak about them. So it also becomes a thing, because they are very integral, very close relations for you, your wife and child. So you should talk about them and talk about what your child is doing, all those things, like you tell about your brothers and sisters. There's a column called guardian. So most of the time we find that you feel father, mother, brother, sister, everything, and if somebody has filled a guardian also. Both father and mother are there, and a guardian is also filled. And when you ask them, say, sir, there is a column, so you filled the guardian. So who is the guardian? He says, sir, my so-and-so, my so-and-so thing. So what is he doing? Sir, he is my close, this thing, I am very close to him, I talk to him, so I take him as my guardian. So if you have your parents, so it's up to you to decide what you want to say, what you don't want to say. That's up to you. Your own relationships, it is your way you want to put it across. Then, in the education column, if you see that it is written 10th, 12th is generally standard. Then if you have done a diploma or something, you should cite out that and write diploma and then put it. So that you know that you have not done 12th, but you have done. Then graduation, there's a column and it says name of the institution and all that it is there, but it doesn't say what is the graduation that you have done. But it is better for you always, because it gives a clear-cut information to the personal information questionnaire should be as vivid and as clear as possible. The interview officer should straight away come to know that you have done BCom, you have done BBA, you have done BA, you have done BTech, whatever it is. So, in the column where it is graduation, write whatever graduation you have done, and post-graduation subsequently you have done 2, 3 more courses, write everything clearly in that. You know, MTech is also, BTech is also, BA, BBA, whatever you have done. So, as much information you should try and fill in there. Don't just pick a column, just like a graduation, so-and-so institute, so-and-so year, so-and-so this thing. I don't know whether you have done BA, BCom, whatever it is. So that is necessary. Okay, that will make a better impression and give better information. Then is your, when you're talking about when you're filling up your PhD, you should highlight those things of value. Like if you have taken part in a very high level, suppose you came from a state, or you have taken part in, say, in NCC, at the Republic Parade, or you have taken part in a quiz at a national level in this thing. But depending on the importance, you should highlight those and speak about them and give a clear cut to the saying, sir, I taken part in so and so and so. Because some people have a tendency of highlighting their they have participated in a school team in the district or a thing, but they highlight it as a state level or a district level. You are part of the school team. So these things you should understand. How to put across is very important. Then there's hobbies and interests. Ideally, these are areas up to you what you want to say, but be truthful, because what happens is, in a random question can be asked about a hobby, that you say gardening, or routine things. Most people they say like gardening is all of us water our plants or basic. So gardening, you can say it is a hobby, but then you should not really know about gardening if you are interested in it. What is a hobby? Hobby is an activity which is generated by your own will, your own interest, your own, you like to do that. And hobbies have a very important contribution to positive changes in your personality. It can be a pet rearing, it can be gardening, it can be reading, it can be a lot of other things. It can be some construction activity, aero modeling, and these kind of things, or anything, making plans for something, making architectural plans, maybe a hobby. So these things have to highlight a certain positive activity that you are doing, rather than just be a filler in the column. Then last one is about your early SSBs. Even if you have gone for only stage 1, you have been screened out at the stage 1, you should mention that. You need not mention that you have been screened out, but if you mention that attempt also. If you have been to say a particular entry and you have been screened out, some people have a tendency of not mentioning it there. You should mention, because it is important, because you have entered the campus of the SSB, that means you have been for an SSB interview. Whether you have gone through the complete interview or you have gone to the only stage. So I think we have really spent about 40 minutes in the preliminaries only. I wanted to, this is the first time I'm doing this in such an elaborate manner, so that I was told that there were all kinds of candidates in this group, and it is basically for your information that I was deliberate and elaborate in this particular briefing. So I hope you have understood. Now, if that is all clear, we may now move into the demo input. Is it okay? All right. So, Aryan, where are you from?
Sir, I originally belong to Muzaffarpur in Bihar, sir, but currently we are staying in Bhopal. My dad's posting was here in Bhopal.
Okay, good. So, how much time have you spent in Bhopal?
Sir, I came here in January 2025, so it's been about a year and 4 months now for me.
Okay, so you must be very, you must be knowing a lot of things about Bhopal?
Yes, sir, I'm aware, sir.
Okay. So tell me, if I come as a visitor to Bhopal, in about 3 days' time, what all can I see there?
Yes, sir, so I'll start with, sir, within the city itself, sir. So we have the One Vihar National Park, which is available here in Bhopal. So you have a variety of animals, birds, and a lot of other things that you can see in One Vihar National Park. So that is one. Number two, sir, close to Bhopal, sir, on the outskirts, we have two UNESCO heritage sites. One is the Sanchi Stupa and one is the Bhimbetka Caves. You can also visit that. And within the city, sir, there are also a lot of prominent places like the Tribal Museum here, the MP Tribal Museum, and Indira Gandhi Rashtriya Manav Sangrahalaya. So that's basically a human archaeological museum, sir. So that basically has a lot of historical things from human archaeology. So you can visit that as well. And since, sir, it is also known as a city of lakes, sir, so we have beautiful lakes here in Bhopal itself. We have the upper lake and the lower lake. The lower lake, you can go around here for boating and for various light and show things which are available here. And apart from that, sir, we have the Yodha Sthal and the Shaurya Smarak, sir. So, sir, both of them are military museums that you can visit here, sir.
Okay. Good, Aryan, that you seem to know a lot about your place. Now, in the next about half an hour to 45 minutes, we shall be talking about you and your activities. I know something about you from the form that you have given me, the PAQ form, but we shall now talk in greater detail and more in a one-to-one interaction. Right?
Yes.
To start with, tell me about the education, starting from 10th standard onwards. What are the percentage of marks that you scored in your final exams on a yearly basis? And which are the subject that you chose for further education after 10th standard and why? Which subject you liked, which subject you did not like so much? What was your career option at the time when you chose this subjects and this stream of education? And tell me about your extracurricular co-curricular activities, including games and sports you have taken part. To what level have you participated? What have been achievements in those? Talk to me about your friend circle that you moved around in school and college. How many friends did you have? Whom did you consider as close friends? Why did you consider them as close friends? And also tell about some friends with whom you did not get along very well or you tended to avoid. Talk to me about the teachers that you liked the most and some who did not impress you. And ever since you started thinking of joining the armed forces, what kind of preparation have you done?
Yes, sir. So, sir, I'll start with my education, sir. So, 10th standard, sir, I've completed from Army Public School in Rangapahad, sir, that is in Dimapur, and I secured 95.60% in my 10th standard. So, moving on to my 11th and 12th standard, sir, I pursued the science stream, which was PCM, Physics, Chemistry, and Mathematics, with economics as my optional subject, sir, and I had secured 88.4% in that, sir. Sir, moving ahead with graduation, sir, I've completed my graduation in BBA Finance and International Business from Christ deemed to be university, securing a 9.1 CGPA, which translates into 74.7% overall. Sir, I had taken science stream mainly for the purpose of being eligible for the technical entry scheme that we had post the 12th standard, and as such did not have any interest towards engineering, sir. So my sole purpose of selecting PCM in 11th and 12th was to be eligible for the TES entry. And then, sir, I followed something which was of my interest, that was finance and international business in my graduation, sir. So in that we have covered financial management, financial modeling, we have covered economics, we have covered global business, and subjects related to finance and international business, sir. So moving ahead, with respect to my activities and sports participation throughout my schooling life, sir, I have been an active participant in extracurricular activities. Starting from my 10th standard, sir, I was part of the school debate team, and a significant achievement in that is, sir, I won the cluster level debate competition, sir, as a part of the debate team, and I was also adjudged the best proposition speaker in that particular debate, sir. Moving ahead, sir, I have also been the head of finance for KABMA, which was Christ University School of Business Management and Association. So I was the head of finance in that, and my core responsibilities ranged from organizing the finances for the events and reimbursements and reallocation of funds to various aspects that is required in the events as well, sir. So with respect to sports activities, sir, I have been an active participant across sports like cricket, football and badminton, and that is to an inter-house level, sir. And with respect to my college sports activities, sir, I have also participated regularly in these three sports itself in the inter-departmental games as well, sir. So moving ahead, with respect to the friend circle that I have had, since I come from an army background, sir, I have been privileged enough that I have met a lot of friends across my schooling life. And right now, sir, my closest friend or the best friend that I have is Manav, sir. I met him in college, sir, in my 4th semester, because the first 3 semesters were online because of the COVID pandemic. So me and Manav used to stay in the same PG, sir, while attending our college, sir. And he and me have become close friends just because, sir, we also were batchmates. We have done the same course together. So sharing notes, studying together, organizing events together. He was the head of hospitality while I was the head of finance. So organizing events together, participating in various activities in school, in college, in Bangalore itself. So we became close over the time, and also, sir, post college, sir, we both got placed in Bangalore itself. So I was working for a separate company, he was working for a separate company, but they were in a close proximity, sir. So weekends generally we used to spend time together discussing about how his day was at work, how was my day at work, and how we have been coping up with this new lifestyle just after college, working at the age of 21. So these were the aspects because of which I became very close friends with Manav over the years, sir, in the last 3-4 years. Also, talking about the teachers that I have had in school, sir, there were 2 teachers who have left a very good impression on me, sir. One was my social science teacher in 7th standard, that is Dr. JP Reddy. So he was the first time he introduced social science to all of us as students, and since there are 4 different subjects within the realm of social science, it is sometimes difficult for a teacher to be able to contribute to each subject equally and help students understand it very well. But he did it exceptionally well, sir. In my 7th and 8th standard, being my SST teacher, he aroused the interest across all 4 subjects in us, and we were able to do very well in that subject, sir. And so continuing my interest in the field of economics, sir, since I had taken the optional subject of economics in my 11th standard, my economics teacher also had a very fruitful impression on me, sir. Her name is Dr. Sangeeta Shukla. So her way of explaining things and the economical concepts were very lucid, very simple, and she used to give attention to every student possible in the class, and that had left a very good impression on all of us, sir. So with respect to some subjects that I was not very fond of, sir, one would be chemistry in that aspect, sir, because there are a lot of reactions involved in it. There are a lot of reactions that may be different temperature conditions, different pressure conditions. There are different products that arise out of it. So that was something that I did not enjoy a lot, memorizing or going through it. It was a bit tough for me, sir, with respect to chemistry. So that was a subject I did not admire much, but history and economics continue to be my favorite subjects in my schooling years, sir. So coming to my college, sir, I thoroughly enjoyed learning about financial management and continued my interest in economics as well. And sir, one subject that did not arouse a lot of interest in me, sir, was human resource management and organizational behavior. So that was more around recruitment, training, understanding the human resources. So it was not something that was of my interest, sir. So that did not work out very well for me in college. With respect to, sir, the friends that I did not get along with, sir, there will be a couple of classmates that I did not get along very well because maybe they were a bit boastful about the background they come from, the way they treated the respective students in the class. So that was something that I was not very fond of, because I try and maintain healthy and fruitful relations with all my classmates. So a couple of them were a bit boastful about their background, and they were not talking very nicely, or were not very helpful across a college year. So a couple of students did not get along with them in college.
Okay. So, what kind of effort or preparation did you put in for joining the armed forces ever since you thought of joining the armed forces?
Yes, sir. Sir, it has been a childhood dream for me since then, sir. Since my very early days, I wanted to join the armed forces, sir. So, as I mentioned, I have been a regular participant across games and sports in my college time, and also had a lot of interest towards international relations, and also had participated in various co-curricular activities, which has been helpful in developing my personality, which can be a fit for the Indian armed forces, sir. So these are the efforts that I have been putting in. And with respect to a few examinations, with respect to my defense ambitions that I had given in the past, I have given the NDA examination twice, sir, but unfortunately could not clear it. I have been to a TS SSB, but I was conference out in that. And since I have completed my college and also worked for a while, I continued upon my defense ambitions and gave the combined defense services examinations twice, and I cleared them both of times.
Okay. Good. So, if I ask your close friend Mano to tell about a few things that he would like you to change, what are the things he would say that you need to change?
Yes, sir. So the first thing that he would mention that I should be changing is, not dwelling a lot in the past, sir. So because, sir, my 10th standard grades were very good, and I was very confident that I would be able to, continue my academic excellence over the next couple of years, and also be clearing the examinations associated to my defense ambitions. But since I have not been able to clear them, I have always had that block in my mind, which takes me back to the old days or the old times wherein I have not been able to clear the examinations, and which somewhat tends to hamper my preparation and my current pursuit of examinations as well. So that is one thing that he will suggest me, that the things that have happened in the past will remain in the past. You cannot do anything about it. So you should not think about them also, and continue your current goals and your pursuit of excellence currently by not thinking a lot in the past, sir. That will be one, sir. And second will be, sir, that he would want me to be a more fitter version of myself, because at the end of the day I am a defense aspirant, so fitness is also of prime importance. So I have taken that into account, sir, and I have been working on my fitness effectively after my work time, sir.
Okay. Good. So these days there is a lot of talk about women empowerment and all. Do you think what is the best thing for women empowerment?
Sir, with respect to women empowerment, sir, I think that is one of the major national goals that we should be having as a country altogether, sir. And with respect to what is important for a woman, first of all, her education and her exposure to the outer world is extremely important, sir. She should not be confined and restricted within the four walls of the house itself. Anyway, she is empowered herself. I look at my mother for inspiration. She does not work. She is taking care of the house, and within the house itself she takes care of so many responsibilities, and she has so many things to do, and yet she is maintaining the house in a spick and span condition, catering to the needs of each and everyone possible. So within the house, the woman herself is very empowered herself. But also apart from that, sir, she should also be given an outer world exposure. She should be given the education and training that she requires to excel in her own field of choice, sir, and not being restricted within the four walls of the house, sir. So for that, sir, we also see a lot of things being done with respect to women in our own Indian armed forces as well. It is no longer a male-dominated force. We are having a lot of women in permanent commission now, leading the units, leading the battalions, and that is how they are being empowered, sir. And education training, in my opinion, sir, are the most core thing that they should be given. Apart from that, sir, she should also be taught financial independence from a very early age herself, and so that she can be financially independent.
Good. So, Aryan, tell me, there is a talk about this women's reservation bill.
Yes, sir.
So, women's reservation bill is more of a political gimmick rather than real empowerment for women.
Sir.
This is the motion in the debate.
Yes, sir.
Women empowerment is more of a political gimmick rather than genuine women empowerment.
Sir.
This is the motion.
Yes, sir.
So tell me 2 points in support of the motion and 2 points against the motion.
Yes, sir. So, sir, I'll start with the proposition part of it as to why do I feel that women's reservation bill currently is a political gimmick, sir. Because we can pick up the last 75 years of Indian history, sir. We may have had women in prominent places as MPs in the Lok Sabha, or maybe as MLAs in state legislative assemblies, sir. But the prominent impact that a women MP should be creating with respect to women in this country, we have not reached a full potential with respect to that. There are a lot of issues related to safety of women.
Okay, go be brief. Be brief.
Yes, sir.
Fill in point.
Okay.
One point, second point, and Yeah.
So the first point is that the women MP are just their representation. They have not been able to use their full potential to bring about changes for
Okay.
women, sir. That's number one.
Second?
And second point in motion, sir, is that currently, sir, it has only been pushed. What I feel is it's being pushed currently so that the seats within the Lok Sabha can be increased, sir. If they had to do a 33% reservation, they can do it today also in 543 seats of the Lok Sabha that are available. But they want to push it to 850 seats and then have a 33% of women reservation in that. So it's more looking like a
Against the
political
motion?
gimmick. Sir, against the motion, sir, the thought of having a 33% reservation for women is important, sir, because understanding the needs of women within the country will be best suited by the women who are actually in power, sir. So, in my opinion,
Okay,
that's not a
second
political
point.
gimmick. And with respect to the second point, sir, that we can also be a form of empowerment for the women, sir, because that gives them a way to express themselves and the thoughts and opinions that they have as women within the country's decision-making process.
Okay, good. So since you are from the financial background,
So,
why is the dollar gaining, rupee losing, gold, silver, all this? You are a graduate, so therefore I'm asking you this question
Yes,
because I'm sure you must be having a basic understanding of this.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, the depreciation reason for with respect to rupee, sir, I can see it in a twofold way, sir. One is that the current financial institutions which pour in money into the Indian economy for helping in development and all of that, in the month of March and April, sir, they have taken out about 1.2 lakh crore rupees and have been investing it, sir, in the US assets. Because, sir, the thought process is that, sir, currently the US government is probably aiming to go for a more of a hawkish strategy, wherein the investments in government bonds are going to give you an increased rate of return on whatever money you're putting in there. So in that particular situation, sir, those assets become much more lucrative for all these financial institutions to invest in, and hence the money is going out of India and going into the US area, sir. So that is one reason, sir. Apart from that, sir, the West Asian crisis.
Good, Aryan. You seem to have a very deep understanding of these financial issues. Now that gives me a clear idea about your education and your extracurricular co-curricular activities, friends and teachers. Now let us move on to your family. Tell me about your family. How many family members do you have? Who are the members of the family? What is their education qualification? What is their occupation? And what is their salary? Whom do you confide in when you have any personal issues? And how many friends do you have in the neighborhood where you live in? And how do you spend time with them? What are the activities you engage with them?
Yes, sir. Sir, so I have a nuclear family, sir, which consists of 4 members, sir. That is me, my father, my mother, and my maternal grandmother, sir. We 4 stay together, sir. My father is an Indian Army officer, sir. He's currently at the rank of a colonel, and his highest degree is M.Tech from DIT in Girinagar in Pune, sir. So my mother has also completed her post-graduation. She's an MA in Linguistics from Ferguson College in Pune, sir. And my maternal grandmother is also an MA in Hindi and Sanskrit, sir. So these are their highest qualifications, sir. Sir, with respect to the family members I confide my issues in, sir, most of my issues are directed mostly to my father, sir, because I aspired to be like him, an officer in the Indian Army, sir. So he's been a proper guiding light for me in the last 2 to 3 years, sir, guiding me on how you should be doing things, how you should be developing your personality, how you should be taking care of things if you want to be an Indian Armed Forces officer, and whatever concerns if I may have, if I'm struggling with certain concepts while preparing for my examinations, if I'm struggling with some fitness goals or fitness issues, I often reach out to him, sir. And if I may have any apprehensions or something which is, scaring me in my preparation, I often reach out to him, and he's been a proper guiding light for me with respect to that, sir, helping me in remove my fears, sir, helping me give me that building that confidence for giving a proper examination, and also helping me in achieving my fitness goals, sir. So with respect to all the friends or people around me in my cantonment, sir, so there are not a lot of people which are of my age group, sir. There are about 2 or 3 people, sir, which I interact with them on a regular basis, mostly for the purpose of playing badminton together in the evening, sir. So we go out for walks, play badminton in the sports complex available, and if we get a chance together over Sundays, we generally go out for a movie, sir, which is there within the cantonment itself, sir. So that's how I spend my time with them, sir.
Okay, good. So your father has been guiding you, and what are the things that he has told you to improve your preparation in your routine
Yes, sir.
and in your personality?
Yes, sir. So, sir, after my work, sir, my routine was very scattered, sir, because I was working a nighttime job, sir. So, the first suggestion that he gave was it is important to build up a morning routine, getting up early in the morning, and that is how you should be training your routine, starting early and finishing early as well, and sleeping on time, sir. That is one, sir. Apart from that, sir, he's been a constant support, goes out with me for walks, runs, and playing squash in the evening, sir. So, that's how he's been also helping me in achieving my fitness goals as well. And sir, with respect to my personality, he has told me that you can be a bit more calm and composed in the way when you're speaking to someone. You can be a calm, composed, and give a proper and a more diligent answer than usual to help me build my personality, sir.
So, for what all things have you got supported either by your mother or your father? And if any of them scolds you, what is the other person's reaction?
Sir, so generally they don't force me for anything anymore, sir, because sir, I've become old enough, sir. I take my own decisions, sir. Though it started a bit late, sir, but I've started to take my own decisions. But when it used to happen, sir, my father generally used to have a neutral point of view. He also understands that my mother is coming from one place and my desires and aspirations also come from another place. So he tries to strike a balance between the both of them and helps us do which is a neutral course of action, sir, which can be fine with my mother as well and can also be helpful for me as well.
So, what is your financial requirement now? How do you manage your financial requirement? How do you spend your money? How much do you save out of it?
Yes, sir. So, sir, since I have come back home, sir, and since I have been on a break for a while now, sir, my father helps me with the financial requirements. I generally get an allowance of about 4,000 rupees, sir, and that majorly includes me maybe filling the forms of my examinations, buying stationery, or maybe once in a while going out with the friends outside the locality, sir, to going out to some cafe or something, spending some time with them. And I generally tend to save some amount of money in that, sir, but my monthly allowance is around 4,000 rupees, sir.
Alright, that gives me a fair idea about your family environment. Tell me about your hobbies and interests. How do you spend your spare time? What do you do for physical fitness? What kind of books you read? What do you watch on TV? And which are the social media platforms you are active on? How many friends and followers do you have? And what is your daily routine on a free day or on a holiday?
Yes, sir. So, sir, with respect to hobbies, sir, I enjoy a lot of reading, sir. I read different kinds of novels and books available, sir. I also try to be updated with the international relations going on across the world, sir. And with respect to what I watch over TV, sir, I enjoy watching cricket and football a lot, sir. So, I follow the games very religiously and support my teams whenever they are playing the game, sir. This is with respect to the hobbies and interests. Apart from that, sir, I also enjoy music and singing as well, sir, which I get from my father. We spend some time together listening to music or singing and all of that, sir, spending time together. So those are my hobbies and interests, sir. So with respect to my routine, sir, since I've come back and have been on a break, sir, the routine is generally simple, sir. I try to wake up as early as possible, that is around 6:30 or 7 in the morning. I go out for runs, sir, or walks or runs early in the morning and spend some time playing squash in the morning before I'm back. And once I'm back, sir, after taking a bath, I spend some time having breakfast with my family before my father goes off to office. And then, sir, in the next 2 to 3 hours, I try to spend some time studying, sir, maybe for any examination or the current course or certification course if I am doing so. After that, sir, I prepare my own lunch, sir. I prepare a lunch that is more suitable to me in trying to help me reduce my weight, sir. So I take that responsibility of preparing my lunch on my own. And once my father is back from office, all four of us sit together, discuss about how the day has been so far, and we sit together to having lunch, and then we retire to our respective bedrooms, sir, wherein I take some rest, sir, before going out again to playing badminton with my friends. And once I'm back, sir, we are again sitting together, maybe having a cup of tea or coffee, discussing various things or family related things, and then some time is spent towards studying, maybe a couple of hours late in the evening, and then I retire to bed, sir.
Okay. Alright, so what kind of books you read? Please name some books that you read.
Yes, sir. So, sir, it depends upon my mood, sir. So, when I'm in the mood of reading something light, sir, I generally pick up a simple mystery novel from The Secret Seven or The Famous Five because it's very interesting, it's very simple to read as well. Or I turn to a Jeffrey Archer novel. Apart from that, sir, when I'm in the mood of reading something very prominent or something a hardcore mystery, I generally turn to Agatha Christie's books, sir, and also to Amish as well, sir, because I love enjoying the storytelling that Amish has and also bringing about the rich Indian mythology is there. And whenever I want to be inspired, sir, I want to read about some great personalities and generally pick up a biopic, sir.
Okay. Good. I suppose you are given 1 month absolutely with no goals, no this thing, no restrictions. You can do what you want. Nothing to achieve, nothing to, no goals to work for, and you are given this 1 month just off your this thing. It's not accounted as part of your life.
Yes, sir.
So what would you like to do with this 1 month? There is nothing to be achieved, no goals, no restrictions. This is an additional 1 month given to you as part of your life from by God.
Okay, sir.
So what will you like to do?
Okay, sir. So, sir, in this 1 month, sir, since I enjoy traveling a lot, sir, I would love to visit a lot of places within the country itself. Since this 1 month is a very long time, I'll have ample of times to go from north to south, then from west to east, and exploring all the cultural heritage sites, all the cultural places, the rich culture and heritage that we as a country have. Because I enjoy traveling a lot, I like to document my things with respect to the places I've visited, sir. That will be one part of my 1 month journey, sir. And then again, sir, I would love to continue building upon my reading habit, since I love reading novels across genres and across authors, sir. So a lot of time will be spent towards reading. And sir, to do something a lot more fun, sir, in the evenings, if wherever and whenever I can get a chance, I would love to go to a music festival and enjoy the songs from the 70s and 80s, because that's the kind of music I love to listen to, and then play some instruments with the people around, sir.
Very good. There is something which is being talked about now. We are now faced with a super El Nino situation. What is that?
Sir, I didn't get the question, sir.
Super El Nino.
Super El Nino, sir. Yes, sir. So, sir, Super El Nino basically itself is a phenomenon where the warm Peruvian currents from the Pacific Ocean, they come towards the country, and generally in an area where you should be expecting some good amount of rainfall and some soothing climate and conditions, they bring a lot of warm currents and warm winds with themselves, and that basically leads to a lot of droughts. The flow of Lu as a local wind within the country, sir, and within this particular time, sir, it is very important for all the individuals to be hydrated, sir, because it pushes dehydration and can also cause a lot of mental fatigue, and people generally faint out of and become unconscious, sir. So it is important in this situation that you are being hydrated regularly by drinking the seasonal drinks or some drinks that you're preparing at.
You tell about Super El Nino.
Sir, Super El Nino is basically a phenomenon, sir. It is an aggravated phenomenon of the El Nino, sir. The warm.
What impact does it have for India?
Sir, impact on India is, sir, that the situation where the weather should be calm, cool, and it leads to a more warm climate and a flow of Lu as a local wind, and brings about drought and reduces rainfall, sir.
Okay. So, what is this Indus Water Treaty with Pakistan?
Yes, sir. Sir, Indus Water Treaty, sir, was a declaration that was signed in the year 1960, sir, between then President Ayub Khan and Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, sir, brokered by the World Bank, sir, which talked about sharing the water from the Indus River and its 5 respective tributaries between India and Pakistan, respectively, so that neither.
So can you name these 5 tributaries?
Yes, sir. So the 5 tributaries are Jhelum, Chenab, Beas, Satluj, and Ravi, sir.
Good. Can you name some South Indian rivers which are crucial for water drainage in the southern part of the country?
Yes, sir. Within the southern parts are 2 prominent rivers, which are Krishna. 3 prominent rivers. They are there. They are Godavari, Krishna, and Kaveri, sir. So they play a very important role towards helping the.
Where does this river Kaveri flow? In which states?
Sir, Kaveri flows from Karnataka and goes up until Tamil Nadu, sir. So they have a interstate dispute also with respect to the Kaveri river.
Okay. So suppose you go from Kolkata to London by ship.
Okay.
Okay, which is the route you take?
Sir, so Calcutta, sir, we can board from. We have the Bay of Bengal over there, sir. So we can start our journey from over there. Bay of Bengal, we can circle around via the Malacca Strait to the Indian Ocean, and then coming around to the Arabian Sea, sir. From the Arabian Sea, sir, we can go to the Gulf of Aden, and that will connect us to the Mediterranean Sea, which is via the Bab al Mandab Strait, and which further connects us to the Atlantic Ocean after passing the Strait of Gibraltar. And after the Atlantic Ocean, sir, we have the English Channel, the Dove Strait, and then we can land at London, sir, on a sea route.
Okay. So if the world is the trade routes are becoming very disturbed these days.
Yes.
Can you name some of the choke points in the sea routes that the globe, other than one or two that you already mentioned?
So, the prominent choke point that is very relevant and important today, sir, because it has a significant impact on the country as well, sir. It is the Strait of Hormuz, sir. So, which carries about 90% of India's
Okay.
LPG needs.
Understood.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you just name these other choke points?
So, one is Strait of Hormuz, sir, and one is the Malacca Strait, sir, which is very prominent for China as well. Two of
Anything
them.
else?
Strait of Hormuz. So, no, sir, I can just recall the two of them at this point of time.
Okay. You were mentioning something about Bab el Mandeb and
Yes, sir. Bab el
Red
Mandeb
Sea
Strait.
and- Is there anything between the Red Sea and the Mediterranean?
Yes, sir, it connects the Gulf of Aden and the Red Sea, not the Mediterranean Sea.
No. Is there a choke point between Red Sea and the Mediterranean Sea?
Sir, it's the Suez Canal, sir.
Okay. Right. What is greenhouse effect?
Sir, basically greenhouse effect is a trapping of the heat that is there, that which comes from the sun, sir, and which eventually helps in raising the temperature of the earth, sir. Greenhouse effect. Trapping of the sunlight coming from the sun by the greenhouse gases, which raises the temperature of the earth, sir.
Is it good or bad for the earth?
Sir, if within the limits, sir, it is good, sir, because otherwise, without the greenhouse effect, sir, the Earth's temperature would be minus 18 degrees Celsius. So that will be a complete barren, frozen land, which will not be helpful for anyone. But within the safety limits, it is a good effect, sir. But if it is happening in a more prolonged way or happening over a larger period of time, it eventually leads to global warming, which leads to a rapid rising in the Earth's temperature, which is also not very good, sir. So within the controlled limits, greenhouse effect is important, sir.
Good, Aryan. You are now 24 years, isn't it? 24 years and 1 month.
Yes, sir. I turned 24 in Feb, sir.
Okay. So tell me, what do you think are your strengths, and which are the qualities you like to improve?
Yes, sir. With respect to my strengths, sir, I believe in teamwork, sir. I believe that the opinions and of all the members involved while doing a particular work are equally important, and I pay heed to each and every individual who I am working with, sir. I am a kind person and a kind-hearted person from heart, sir, because that helps me to be a person that can interact with a lot of people and make friends very quickly, sir. So these are my strengths, sir. Apart from that, I'm a responsible person. Being a 24-year-old person, I have realized my responsibilities, and that helps me to be helpful towards my parents or my friends at any point of time. So these will be my strengths, sir. And sir, with respect to my weakness, sir, I have worked effectively of my fitness since I was working, sir. But now I would be working on it even more, sir. That is one thing that I need to further improve. That will be my fitness, sir. And second will be, sir, not dwelling in the past, thinking about the past events. So that I'm working on effectively.
Okay, so can you elaborate a little bit about this past? Why is it a weakness? Why is it a thing you would like to improve?
Yes, sir. So the reason being, sir, so my 10th standard results, as I mentioned, went very well, sir. So I was extremely confident, or maybe overconfident about my capabilities as a student, sir. But since then, sir, the way I wanted to clear examinations in the past, I have not been very successful in clearing a lot of examinations. And when I'm preparing for my current examinations, that used to come back and created a sense of doubt in my head. That created a sense of cloud of judgment in my head that you have not been able to clear it in the past. How would you be able to do it today? So that created a sense of doubt in me, which hampered my preparations, sir, in the current times.
Okay. So what do you think is your biggest achievement till today, and what is your biggest regret till today?
Sir, biggest achievement, sir, so far would be attending my SSB, sir, because it is a national level examination. I've cleared the serious examination twice. Will be heading for my second SSB. So on academic level, this is my highest achievement, sir. And the biggest regret, sir, would be, sir, I could have been a bit more open with my parents about the decisions that I wanted for myself, which I felt would have been much better, and I could have conveyed it to them in a much better way, so that they could have also been convinced about the route I was looking to take in my life from my 11th standard onwards, sir.
Good. Right. Aryan, suppose God appears before you and grants you 2 wishes.
Yes, sir.
What are the 2 wishes you will ask for? Just mention them.
Yes, sir. So first would be taking the stream of my choice in 11th standard, sir. That will be the first wish that I would have had. And second, sir, being...
No. That wish is already finished.
Okay.
God is in front of you right now.
Oh, new wishes. Sir, my first wish would be to definitely clear the SSB, sir. If God can help me with that, that will be great. And second wish, sir, would be to be exploring things on my own much more, sir. I do explore things, so I've started exploring things on my own, on my individual capabilities, sir. But even more, sir, to give me strength and direction with respect to that, sir. So I can explore more better things that are available around me, sir.
So to explore things, you will ask the God for a wish.
To give me a sense of strength and direction and the ability to convince my parents, because that is generally the pain point I've had, sir.
That is again the past you are talking about, isn't it?
No, sir. Currently, also I have that.
Currently,
Yeah, I face that issue, sir.
Alright, Aryan, it's been wonderful talking to you. I have thoroughly enjoyed interacting with you. I have asked you a lot of questions. Do you want to ask me anything?
No, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Good, Aryan. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Alright,
वीडियो
So there is
Yeah.
some lack of connection on his end.
वीडियो नहीं आ रहा
Network.
okay, boys and girls, we have come to the end of the interview. If at all any of you have any questions or anything to clarify, and you can ask me anything through the moderator.
Okay. Okay, Aryan, say thank you to sir first.
That's right. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any questions, boys and girls? Please shoot. Sir is the most experienced person around. In '97, he was a GTO in the selection system. He is a God father. Okay. So Polo, any questions? Online. Visa Mari. Can you hear me? हाँ बोलो. ये अपनी नेट की खराबी है इनकी है.